on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is Mini Call here, coming at you with a war playthrough on Khalessi. Really not much of a rhyme or reason behind this video. It's kind of more of an account flex, and this is just kind of playing through on Khalessi, basically how I pick my targets, just some higher end damage playthroughs, etc. So kind of looking through here, I do probably have one of the stronger accounts as far as in the alliance. So typically when I'm looking at my war attacks, I'm looking at ways to either finish a room or, basically how to score us some more points. So we're going to go in here, we're going to do some war fights. And again, this is kind of just more, I guess more of a, like I said, kind of an account flex than a, more of a helpful thing, I guess. But anyway, so as we're looking here, so we're looking at a shield team of, I think they were 352. So we're looking at things. We've got to watch out for, obviously, the shield medic here. And the Nick Fury is 81k. So I'm kind of choosing my attacks. I'm looking at things that basically counter them, and I think my Sinister Six rather should be able to handle this pretty well. With war buffs, they're buff up to 343. So I think they should be able to handle this kind of no problem. So we will go in there and get this started. And I guess just, kind of the helpful aspect of this video will be who you're targeting basically on a war offense or on someone that's on war defense kind of makes sometimes the difference. And there are kind of key pillars in each team, and you want to kind of go after those pillars first. On this team, oddly enough, to me, the pillar or the character that presents the most challenge is actually going to be this little shield medic over here. So the thing I'm going to do first, I don't want the shield security to taunt, so I was hoping that Swarm's special would have knocked that in, but it was resisted. That's okay. We will just go ahead and take out the shield security first. So we are going to get those heal blocks going. That way the shield medic can't heal. Rhino is going to be a wall with this many Sinister Six allies. His health pool is going to be insane. So I'm going to get him taunting as soon as possible. You can see there he's kind of taking multiple hits and, is really getting no damage. We will go in and AoE. And, so like I said, I do want to get rid of, originally I wanted to get rid of this shield medic first, but since the shield security resisted my disrupt, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of him first. If you are able to get the disrupt on the shield security, go ahead and take out the medic first, because she's going to be healing pretty frequently, and if you can get her to basically stop healing this team, the team is going to go down pretty quickly. Other things you do have to worry about is with the Nick Fury, he did just drop that shield operative, so I don't want that shield operative healing anyone, so I'm going to get rid of her real quick. Or at least make it so she's not going to heal my the shield security I'm going against. I'm hoping it is a fairly big shield security for this team anyway, so hoping I can get him out pretty quickly. Obviously, the longer a match goes, the more likely you are for things to start going wrong. If you're looking here, my Electro is getting pretty weak, so I don't want her dying. She is definitely one of my big damage dealers on this team. Shield security resisted the second disrupt, which is really kind of unfortunate. We'll go ahead and get some defense downs going. And let's see. Hopefully this does not become a mess and an embarrassing war fight for me. Certainly don't want that going on. My Sinister Six, I don't think I've really worked on them as far as their T4s yet. So they are apparently a little bit on the squishy side, so we are starting this off in a horribly embarrassing way. let's see if we can turn that. At this point, I don't think I can really turn this fight around. This is going to be a prime example of why you need to pick your targets a little more carefully. Let's see. So yeah, this is just, I'm not going to keep this going. I don't want to lose this team. So boom, we're going to quit that fight. I basically just wasted a war credit, which is pretty horrible on my end. I had a different adjective to use, but that we won't use that on camera. So let's go in. Let's not be an idiot about our war attack, and let's go in and actually just crush through this. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to use my Power Armor team. Power Armor is going to do really well with this team. A combination of reasons. One, for the buffs that the enemy team is going to have. Falcon's Special is basically going to get us a lot of turn meter. And then also his ultimate, if the enemy is heavily buffed, does increase damage. So this one, again, we can basically kind of target whoever we'd like. The cool thing about this team is I believe it's Iron Man's passive. When an enemy drops to low health, he's going to put taunt on them. So we should be able to target our shield medic. And when we do get her down to, it's either yellow or red. All right, so it's going to be the red part. It does put taunt on them. So you'll see we got a little taunt on Coulson over here. We're going to pop that ultimate, keep everyone kind of low in health. We got rid of Coulson, and War Machine is getting ready to go, which should basically clear the field. And now all we have is our little shield security. This is going to be no problem for this team. It's basically just a cleanup effort at this point. And I honestly thought my Sinister Six team would have been able to handle this. I don't know if I had some bad RNG or what, but they just were not kind of cutting it. So boom, we got that fight out of the way. I think I'm actually currently maxed out on war credits as far as, like, from the Blitz store. So I'm going to pop actually a couple of Blitz refreshes. So yeah, I'm actually maxed out. Go in there, did a quick little refresh. I'm going to go back to the Blitz store and just buy a war refresh. Oh, I actually already did today. All right. Anyway. I digress. Let's go back into the war. My goal basically now is I'm going to finish off this armory section, and if I'm able to finish off the armory, what I can then do is that will then cause a debuff for the rest of the enemy. So this one right here applies 20% max health to max health, damage, armor, resistance, and focus to all attacking allies. So this will basically kind of slow them down as they're attacking us. So, we basically don't want that going on. You'll notice here, before I was loading into that fight, I am also doing some war fights on Dracarys, and basically just kind of tag teaming a little bit. This is kind of a faux Marauders team. So I'm looking, I've got a 65k Emma, which I don't want that doing anything crazy. If I could use a weaker team, I would like to. So actually, let's go ahead and I haven't really tried them out in war, but let's see how the Astonishing X-Men do. The team isn't much stronger than them as far as the overall power, but a couple of the members are stronger than most of my characters. So we'll see how that goes. That can be a little iffy sometimes. This will be more of a kind of, we'll see what happens war fight, and basically where they were when whoever attacked this node was. So let's see. Let's go after Mr. Sinister first. I don't want him cloning anyone. The less enemies, the better. So we'll see what we can do. If we can get rid of the Sinister, I think we should be okay with this fight. But let's see. All right, so he did get a clone out. Not the worst thing in the world. Obviously not the best thing in the world either. So far, the team is doing okay. They're not doing great. They're not doing bad. What I'm more worried about is the Sinister's his healing. With this team being a little bit lower, I don't want this basically the Sinister popping heals all the time. So let's see what we can do. We've got him stunned. Let's go ahead and stun Marvel over here, which she resisted, of course, and that's going to be because of her higher level. Let's see. I'm thinking we should maybe take out Marvel first, just because of the damage she does. And I want to say, I think that Marvel was like 112k, so I don't want her doing her ultimate if I can avoid it. If I'm able to get rid of Marvel, then I think I will focus down on Sinister, and I think we should maybe be able to win this. It's looking pretty good so far. Let's see. So boom, we will special Marvel, hopefully get an assist. All right, she's out. Now we are going to focus on Sinister, and the thing I want to watch out with him is basically his healing mechanic. I don't want him healing up. That could be potentially problematic. So the sooner I can get him out, the better. Once I'm able to get rid of him, I would say getting rid of Emma should be pretty easy with a full team. So boom, hopefully he doesn't heal up too much on this next turn, and he's basically almost at full health. So I think what I'm going to have to do with the Sinister, if I'm going to take him out, is I am going to need to get him stunned, and once he is stunned, I think I should be able to kind of work him down a little bit. So let's see. He's got a slow still, which is good. I think what we run into, I don't think this team is basically going to be able to finish me off damage-wise. I think more of the problem here is going to be I'm going to have to watch out for running out of time. So we don't want Sinister basically cloning again, because if he clones again, his healing mechanic goes up quite a bit. So we are trying to basically get him taken out before he is able to do that. Let's see. I think this would hopefully finish him off. All right, good. So now all we have to do is we've just got to worry about this big old Emma over here. And again, I think my Emma, I'm going to try to basically do what I just did to Sinister. And basically, if I can get her stunned and avoid her going into her diamond form, I think I should be able to take her out no problem. Still doing pretty good on time. Let's see, is this unavoidable? It's unavoidable, so Jubilee's blind should not matter on this. And boom, that was a big hit. Let's see if we can get her stunned. We've got her stunned, and boom, Emma was taken out. So this just kind of goes to show the astonishing X-Men power. That was a 116k Captain Marvel, an 81k Sinister, and a 65k Emma. When you're looking at my actual team, none of them are like even remotely close to that Captain Marvel. So the Captain Marvel was higher than all of my characters. And my highest character is actually Jubilee at 82k. So she was just a little bit stronger than that Sinister, but we're talking 49k, 50k, 50k, and a 39k. We're basically able to outlive that. That just kind of goes to show you how strong this astonishing X-Men team is. That was really kind of surprising on my end. I didn't think they would be able to do that war fight. It was a little bit of a gamble on my side, but I think it's a gamble that paid off. So we do like those kind. Next, let's see. So we've got a Red Skull Hydra team. We just want to go ahead and get rid of it. This is a crazy, overpowered, attack. Ideally, I actually would not like to do this. Let me see if I have something a little bit more kind of in line with them. Let's see. Let's see, let me again look at that Red Skull. So Red Skull's 36k, so it's a 30, all in the 30s. I honestly think my Wakandans might be able to do this. let's go ahead and try it. This isn't normally a team I would use all that much. Again, this is a bit more on the gambly side for myself. There is a really some really big teams in the reactor, so if I can save some of my better teams, that's basically what I'm kind of trying to do. If I can have them basically not waste them on stuff like this. We still haven't found the enemy's bridge yet. So just kind of things I'd like to hopefully avoid doing. So basically the common goal with Red Skull, obviously if you have a Baron Zemo team or a Inhumans team with Black Bolt, they're going to be the direct counter for this team. Other teams that can kind of counter them, depending on power levels, is going to be any team that has like a really good healing mechanic. And that, basically allows your team to basically outlive these charges from Red Skull. So that's basically what I'm trying to do here. So I am trying to basically kill these enough where we will keep going. If I lose my Black Panther, that's kind of where I'm going to get a little bit in trouble. But I think this team should be able to out-heal the charges of Red Skull. So we'll see how that goes. We did just lose Okoye, which is okay. She's not really one of my stronger members on this team. Wakanda, I really haven't worked on at all, just because of the team doesn't really do anything anywhere. But I think with my Black Panther and my Psylocke, I should be able to basically outlive the healing charges of Red Skull, but we'll see. Like I said, this wasn't probably the smartest war attack. It's a bit more of a gamble. If you are, kind of not trying to think of the word. If you do have fewer attack teams, I definitely wouldn't advise gambling. Go for fights that are basically for sure wins for yourself. You don't want to be gambling away your good attacks. What I'm kind of counting on here is Black Panther does get speed up every time he kills an enemy, and these shield minions are pretty low in health, which we did just use our Black Panther. If I can get one more of these shield minions down, I should be able to basically do a follow-up attack and kind of finish this off. I don't really feel like I lost a team on this end. It was just kind of more playing around a little bit, which, again, I don't advise if you don't either have the roster to kind of do that, or you're limiting yourself on attacks. Like I said, I'm specifically in a very unique situation where I do have 3 accounts. So what I'm going to do now is Jakaris actually has a much weaker Baron Zemo team. So I'm going to have Jakaris actually pop in there and finish that node off. I don't believe in leaving like a mess for someone else to clean up, and especially, like I said, when you're running 3 accounts, there's no reason I can't clean up after myself. So I know basically what this node is looking like, and Jakaris' Zemo team is only 174k. So should be able to clean that up, no problem. On Khalessi, we are going to move on to other pastures, and let's work on this reactor right now. So let's see. We've got a pretty big Marauders team. We've got a big Mercs team. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to pop a couple refreshes just to keep my energy going. I'd also like to see what this last team is. So we're going to go in and take out this kind of hodgepodge team that we've got going on. So I think it was 330k. Let's see what we've got. My game appears to be frozen at the moment, so bear with me just a second. Jakaris did just finish that node, and it seems like whenever you finish a war node, for whatever reason, the game kind of goes on this little bit of a time delay. Let's see. Stuck on frozen at the moment. Bear with me for just a few more moments. Let's see. All right, it looks like we are frozen. Oh, there we go. All right, so I don't know why that happens with war. It's quite weird. But that was, I guess, kind of because Dracarys was finishing up. I'm going to go in. Let's try this. This is kind of overkill, but this team should be able to handle this no problem. I'm getting to the point now where I am almost out of war attacks, so I want to use my stronger teams now. Basically, if you don't use them by the end of the war, it's kind of a lost opportunity. So while I still have a few attacks left, now I'm going to start using my higher powered teams. You want to make sure you kind of plan a little bit for the war. If you are going to use some like weaker attacks first, that's fine, but just make sure that you are using like your top teams. It sucks if you kind of finish up a war and say you haven't used your 600k symbiotes, or you haven't used your 500 and something k Black Order. You don't ever want that to happen. You should basically be going through all of your top teams, but try not to also do kind of like the overkill fights where, if you do have a crazy high team, don't, use them on like, you wouldn't use a 500k Black Order team on a 100k Defenders team, I guess is kind of what I'm getting at. But now I'm kind of getting to the point where I've only got a few more war attacks left. I think we'll look, and a combination of either refreshes or whatchamacallit, combination of war refreshes and just your normal war energy you would get. I'm going to basically see now how many attacks I would have left. I am going to go in and I'm going to do something a little bit on the the weirder side, I guess. And I'm going to go in, and I don't want this room buffed up on this Marauders team. It is a really big Marauders team, and the only way I think I have a chance of possibly clearing this room is to basically get rid of that buff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Mini Call, my third little alt, and I am basically going to get rid of that positive buff in this room. And I think that what that's going to then enable me to do is hopefully I should be able to go in and do some serious damage. My goal will be to obviously clear the node. My secondary goal will be to at least clear one or two of the enemies. And if I'm able to do that, I should be able to go in with a follow-up attack and hopefully finish off that node. 670k is a really big Marauders team. So that is going to be challenging to clear. I am going to try my Black Order and see how they do. But basically what I did with Mini is I went in and I basically just threw in a trash team, and it was just to get rid of the buff. If you are going to do something like this, make sure you are coordinating it with a stronger player, because there's a good possibility by the time you load back in, the enemy might actually buff it up again, or if you are doing it yourself, just make sure you are then going directly back in with an attack. You don't want to waste an attack and then lose that negative, you basically got rid of the buff. Don't go in there and just basically kind of hang out. So we're going to try a 540 Black Order team. This is going to be a challenging fight. I'm honestly not 100% sure my Black Order will be able to go through. Like I said, the goal is to at least get rid of one of the enemies. With this team in particular, I would say if you can kind of get rid of the Strife, a follow-up attack is normally a lot more possible. Starting to see a lot more of these Marauders teams that have Magneto instead of Sabretooth, and it's definitely something I've been looking at myself. The team does seem to do a little bit better as far as the damage and all that stuff. Now, the cool thing is because I went in with Mini Call and Magneto is so fast, Magneto did already burn his ultimate with mini call, so I didn't have to worry about that turn 1 blind. And Emma has already done her removing of the debuffs. Sinister has already gone in and done a clone. So it puts me in a little bit of a better spot than I would have been had my Black Order team gone just from turn 1. So that's just kind of, one of those things. I would be a little bit more hesitant, I guess, if I wasn't the one that did that turn 1 thing, just because I don't necessarily know what the person before me was able to do. So that's, again, kind of one of the benefits of having, 3 accounts. But so I should be able to definitely, I think, get rid of this Magneto. And then I am going to try to work down this Strife. If I can get rid of the Strife, like I said, I think the rest of the team should kind of fall apart. It's just whether or not I can get him down. We are about to lose our Cull Obsidian, which is no good. We did just have Sinister clone again, which we don't like that. So we'll see. My next option, if I'm not able to clear this with this team, I will then try to basically go back in, and my next option would be my symbiotes. Like I said, if I can get rid of this Strife, the team does become a lot more manageable. But the problem with Strife, and especially higher powered Strifes, is, basically this barrier is just insane. So we'll see. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do much else. Like I said, I was able to get rid of the Magneto, so that does help. But this Strife is still alive and well. My Thanos is blinded. Let's go ahead and flip that, see if we can get some debuffs going. All right, this is looking kind of ugly. And again, I kind of expected it. It is a really big Marauders team. We'll see. All we've got left is Thanos. I'm going to go back in with my symbiotes. If my symbiotes are not able to do it, I think I might be able to get rid of the Strife with my symbiotes. If that is the case, what I will then do is on Dracarys, I will try to finish them off with Dracarys' Black Order. And then my next plan will basically be to get rid of that second Marauders team, a bit more of the traditional one, and I should be able to actually get rid of that Marauders with my Pimtech. So we will see. Like I said, I've only got 2 more war attacks, and then I get energy again in a little bit. Symbiotes can sometimes counter the Marauders. Typically, I would say if you've got symbiotes that are comparable to the Strife, it is doable. It certainly becomes a lot harder if Sinister has his clone up, which he should be getting close to being able to do again. So if I can get the Strife down, hopefully before Sinister clones, I think I might be able to handle this. We will see. Like I said, the Strife is really the big problem here. Some of this is going to be RNG based. If I happen to lose any of my kind of key symbiotes early on, I will be in a bit of trouble, but so far we are off to a good start. He hasn't resisted any of my debuffs. They did just clone my symbiote Spider-Man, which is a bit unfortunate, which, definitely that was not the way I wanted that to go. I was hoping to maybe have Venom go before Strife could get a turn. I wanted to get an ability block. That doesn't look like that's going to be the case. If we get to the point where it's looking like this fight is going to be a wipe without taking out the Strife, I will probably quit and try this node on Dracarys with my Black Order and see how that goes. So let's see what we can do. Still looking kind of sketchy. I need my symbiote Spider-Man to live long enough. I will get his ultimate off, and hopefully that will land a stun on to Strife. If I can get Strife stunned, basically I need him to not barrier for a turn, and I should be able to kind of get him down. My symbiotes are looking a bit on the weaker side. I don't think this fight is going the way I want it to. I'm going to hit this Symbiote Spider-Man just to get a little turn meter going. Let us extend those debuffs. All right, now we're starting to look a little better. We've got Strife down into the red, which is exactly where he want him. Let's see. We need to basically get him down. We are going to ability block him, and all right, boom. We've got our Strife down. Now we are going to, let's see, let's work on Emma and get Emma down because she is almost in the red. If we can get our Scream back up, I mean, we would certainly be in a much better spot. All right, Emma's back in the green, so actually let's go after Sinister instead, kind of just switching targets. We lost our Any Venom, which is pretty crummy. I'm going to see if I can get that Sinister down. If not, this is looking like a 3-man attack, which is unfortunate on my end, but I will then just kind of go in with Dracarys, and Dracarys' Black Order should be able to finish this off if I'm not able to. This is just one of those things. I mean, this is a really, really big team. Beating them like this is just challenging. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So let's go in. Like I said, we did what we could. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for this particular fight. Just some little bit of bad luck, I think, on my end, or bad RNG, but we did get that Sinister, or we got the Strife taken out, so I think Dracarys should be able to finish off this node. They're down to 403k. So what I'm doing right now on Mini, I am having Mini kind of go in and take out the positive buff for that other Marauders team. And then I'm going to have Dracarys kind of go in and finish off this node here. Once that is done, I will then go on Khalessi, and I should be able to finish off this node as well. So basically kind of a similar strategy. What I did was I had Mini Call go in here and more or less live long enough to have Sinister do the clone. Emma basically did her big mind control buff, so the team is significantly weaker than if I was just kind of starting from scratch. And so what I'll do is I think my Pimtech team should be able to handle this pretty well. They'll go in, and Pimtech can uniquely kind of counter Marauders in the right situation, and I think we're just kind of in that situation where we can get it done. And while that is going on, Dracarys is basically fighting the Marauders also. So I'm going to basically just kind of hold off on selecting the team a little bit. I am also playing on Dracarys right now to get rid of that Marauders team, and my attention is kind of focused over there. So I am going to kind of let this timer die down just a little bit. And just the idea behind that is I am trying to more or less focus on the Marauders team that I've got going on the other side. Once I get the Sinister taking out of, I will put that team on auto, and they should be able to handle the Marauders just fine. And kind of what this is doing is it's holding them from basically buffing up the Marauders. Because I don't want them buffing. If they buff, that basically defeats the purpose of what I was trying to do. And anyway, so after I finish off this last Marauders team, I basically call this video a wrap-up. Again, did some semi-reckless things this war fight. It is certainly not something I would advise doing on a regular basis. But anyway, so we are starting to run thin on timer over here, so I want to just go ahead and get into this fight and get that started. So again, kind of similar strategy. I am going to target the Strife first. If I can get Strife taken out of, the rest of the team goes down pretty quickly. Like I said, the clone should not be up, so I won't have to worry about that. No clone is a really good thing. So we are going to go in. We will get some debuffs started on Strife. We will get him stunned. And boom, looking pretty good so far. Next, we're going to do a little health drain, which gets him down to the red. We will go in with Stature, and we will get a taunt going. Once that taunt is up, my next plan, I should be able to, boom, he's taken out of. Let's go ahead and ability block this Mr. Sinister, and we will now focus on Sinister, kind of get him taken down. I'm surprised my Stature died already. She is pretty beefy as far as a normal Stature would go. We are just having some awful RNG today. And this is not going anywhere near as well as I planned it to. All right, well, that's pretty crummy. So this is going to be a wipe on my end. I don't think the remainder of my team is going to be able to handle these last two. Not really sure what happened. Normally, Pimtech does a lot better with the Marauders, so I'm really a little bit confused, actually. I don't know if I just had some really bad RNG or what happened. Normally the team does a lot better, so that's a bit unfortunate. But anyway, I'm just going to pop this on auto because it kind of doesn't matter now at this point. And it looks like Dracarys has had some bad RNG with the Emma Rodders team. I basically got everyone taken out except Emma. So I will finish, I guess, that off camera. And I'm honestly not too sure what happened with this fight. It normally does not go that way. So unfortunately, ending this on a bit of a sour note, but that was the war attacks for the day. I will go in and hopefully try to clean up the sloppy mess that I have left. Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry this is not ending on a more positive note. I will go in probably with Minnie and Dracarys and try to clean up this mess that I've made. But again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you found this little war expose kind of fun and a little bit different on my end. Please like and subscribe if you did find this helpful, and thank you again so much for watching. Have a good one.